We should see massive growth in the coming years in tokenizing value on the blockchain. This article here shows the real growth opportunity ahead of us. Tokenized asset market could hit 16 trillion on public blockchains, says RippleX vice president. Huge opportunity here, makes a lot of sense. We look what Ripple's doing within payments. That's important. That's probably the first area you want to attack, but it's a difficult one. It requires, around the clock liquidity in all the corridors you want to operate. Banks, institutions, they want clear rules and regulations. We're not going to have a lot of those roadblocks when we look to tokenize real world assets, RWAs. Institutions have really warmed to the idea of using blockchain. We don't have the same regulatory roadblocks. We're not dealing in securities, no business of the SEC. This could be a huge area of growth. Quoting from the article, institutional investors, asset managers, and bankers are racing to bring financial assets on-chain in a market estimated to grow to 16 trillion in value. Traditional finance firms have warmed up to the idea of tokenized financial assets on public blockchains. And one of the biggest successes in crypto that have actually produced real-world adoption is an RWA. It's stablecoins. Look at the top crypto assets out there. A bunch of them are stablecoins, RWAs, tokenized fiat currency, and that's just going to continue to expand as we move into precious metals. Maybe someday we have stocks, even though those are securities, of course. With the right system, you could have real-time settlement, perfect tracking. It could advance the trading of securities in a big way. And just all sorts of assets, real estate interests. This is going to be huge. And XRP Ledger has been set up for this from day one. The idea you take any sort of value from the real world, go back and listen to those original interviews given by Chris Larson where he lays out the foundation for the XRP Ledger. Yes, they were excited about XRP, the math-based currency that can't be debased, that has value in its own right, but beyond that, it was the capability to bring value from the real world and bring it on-chain. Such visionaries when they built out this system. I think we're just now seeing the world kind of catch up here. Said the following, we are starting to see a paradigm shift for blockchain technology moving beyond the hype and into real-world utility. It's starting to unfold. Research estimated that the pin value of future tokenized markets at 16 trillion, which is 8 times bigger than the total market capitalization of the entire cryptocurrency sector today. So huge growth potential here. And again, it's symbiotic. We see what they're doing right now, bringing liquidity on chain with DeFi, what you can dip into for payments, what you can dip into for the trade of RWAs. It all is going to work together. This is a huge sector, and I'm so glad that Ripple's just not sitting back saying, you know what, we're just going to have laser focus just on payments. That's important. Keep building that out. We're going to look at that here in the next article. But beyond that, there are so many things XRP Ledger is highly capable of. Let's leverage those capabilities and build out exciting real-world use cases. That's what we're seeing going on here. Now, the next article is titled, Ripple in the Next 3 Years, CEO Outlines Roadmap. And Brad said the following, the non-US market has been really, really strong for us. A lot of people say, well, why don't they just leave? Look, when you're doing something the scale that Ripple is trying to do, you're trying to get global coverage. You can't just give up on parts of the globe. Yes, the US is annoying. It's costing a lot of money, but it's going to be worth their efforts long term. Beyond that, when you have a blockchain the size and scope of the XRP Ledger, it needs to have global adoption. You can't have global payments, global systems if you don't have, a significant part of the globe. It's not everything, but it's a big market, and they're going to be a contender here with everyone else because once they do fine-tune those laws, they'll already have their foot in the door here, and they continue to build internationally, so we're not just sitting back waiting for that eventual day. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse emphasizes the company's commitment to global expansion despite regulatory challenges in the U.S. So while you're fighting in this very difficult market, you have success overseas, you build those systems out, you build liquidity. The rest will follow suit, not an issue. The firm's progress may be fueled by a positive outcome of the trial against the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. Huge ruling there. XRP itself defined as not a security, I think that will extrapolate across the crypto sector in general, provided that we continue to see consistent rulings from other courts and other judges. I think we will, because that was the lawful ruling as the laws stand today. Brad Garlinghouse said the following: "We are going to keep expanding even through the U.S. market, partially from a regulatory point of view, which has been slow to adopt. The non-U.S. market has been really, really strong. We think that the opportunity is huge. We think that it's going to be great for Ripple. We think it's going to be great for XRP, so I'm very optimistic. I'm so excited that we're seeing the capability being built out for the XRP ledger to be adopted by regular folks. We're talking about DeFi, AMMs, bridges, tokenizing assets. Like, my liquidity spends just as good as Bank of America's. Might not be as much, but you have a bunch of me's out there. It's huge. It has really irritated me that we conceded that whole part of the market where other blockchains can enjoy it right now. I think we can jump up, be competitive there. There's a lot of things XRP Ledger is great at. Let's leverage those capabilities. And then we're going to stack on top of that what most other people don't have, which is a multi-billion-dollar institution behemoth that can build out these various services. And it's just going to stack on top of each other. A lot of exciting stuff going on within the XRP ecosystem, and I look for great things. I truly do. Now, when we look at the overall market, pretty flat today, isn't it? We see Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP all about break even. Surprising. I thought we would see a little bit bigger of a recovery and continue up after the situation in the Middle East appears to be at a state where we might be able to settle things here, at least for now, that we won't continue to see escalation. But then again, we have a weekend here in front of us, and it's going to be, a long stretch over here over the couple weeks to see if something flares up there. The Bitcoin halving is on deck, and I still say, of course, it has an effect on Bitcoin and crypto markets. You are cutting supply while demand continues to rise. Just remember, traditionally, doesn't mean it has to play out like this again, but traditionally, there's a little bit of a lull on the other side of the halving. That exciting event is over, and that cut in supply takes some time to really have an effect. Beyond that, you can see turmoil with miners. They're not getting the same amount of Bitcoin in for their efforts, and if the price doesn't react in the short term, you could see companies go under, people capitulate, and beyond that, we're heading into what traditionally would be a summer lull. Again, this could be wildly different this time around. I'm just saying, when you look at the past, kind of what we've seen, we'll see it play out from here. I have no great opinion one way or the other. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.